Today, we're diving into the story of a true reggae legend, a guy who didn't just change the sound of music, but who is now taking on the giants of the streaming world. This is the story of Buju Banton, an icon at war with the modern music industry.
Wow. Okay, let's just start right there. That is a fiery statement from a man who feels like he's been robbed. This one quote, it gets right to the heart of his new fight. He's basically saying, I used to own my music. Now I have to pay a subscription just to hear my own songs? It's a battle over who really controls the art.
So who is this icon? Well, this is Buju Banton, and his career, let me tell you, has been one heck of a journey. We're talking about revolution in the dancehall, personal redemption, and now a whole new rebellion against the digital world.
Let's start with the fight he's in right now. He's not mincing words either. In his own view, he calls what's happening a modern-day robbery, and he is not holding back.
So here's his argument. The whole music world changed while he was away for nearly a decade. He left a world of vinyl records and CDs, things you could actually hold, and he came back to find this digital system that he believes tricked artists into giving up their work for, you guessed it, pennies.
Okay, so to really get why everyone listens when Buju Banton speaks, we've got to go back, way back. Let's look at how he became the absolute undisputed king of dancehall.
His story starts in a pretty tough spot, the Salt Lane slum in Kingston, Jamaica. His real name is Mark Myrie, and get this, he was the youngest of 16 kids. As a teenager, he was already making a name for himself on local sound systems, and he actually cut his first track when he was only 16 years old. And his rise in the early 90s, whoa, he was absolutely explosive. We're talking total domination of the dancehall scene. Hit after hit, album after album, he literally changed the sound of Jamaican music forever.
And here's the kicker. Just to put it into perspective, his 1992 album, Mr. Mention, was so huge, it broke the record for the most #1 singles in Jamaica in a single year. You want to know who held that record before him? The one and only Bob Marley. Yeah, that's the level we're talking about here.
But right at the peak of his fame, when he was on top of the dancehall world with these raw, streetwise lyrics, something big was about to happen. A change that would completely redefine who he was.
And I'm not talking about just a minor pivot here. This was a total 180, a complete spiritual and artistic rebirth. He embraced the Rastafarian faith, and that decision just sent shockwaves through the music scene. It put him on a totally different, more conscious path.
Just look at this contrast. It's stark. He goes from this raw, hardcore dancehall star, with some really controversial songs that he himself later denounced, to this globally respected icon, a voice for peace, for justice, for something more.
And this new path he was on? It all came together in one album, his masterpiece, Till Shiloh. Even the name, Shiloh, tells you everything you need to know. It's a biblical reference to a place of peace, and it perfectly symbolized his own personal journey. And man, did the music deliver. You really can't overstate the impact of this album. It did something incredible. It connected old-school roots reggae with modern dancehall. It proved you could have that high-energy dancehall beat, but with deep, meaningful lyrics. It basically created a blueprint for a whole new generation of conscious dancehall artists.
So, Buju's on this incredible path. Musical high, spiritual growth, but his journey was about to hit a massive, massive wall, its greatest challenge yet.
And then, in 2009, everything just stopped. He was arrested on drug charges, and he ended up spending nearly a decade in a US prison. But here's the thing about Buju. Even locked up, his voice couldn't be silenced. In 2011, while he was still in prison, his album Before the Dawn won the Grammy for Best Reggae Album. Incredible, right?
So when he finally got out in 2018, his comeback was the stuff of legends. His first show back in Jamaica, part of the Long Walk to Freedom tour, more than 30,000 people crammed into the National Stadium. A crowd like that hadn't been seen since the days of Bob Marley. The king was officially home.
And this is where our story comes full circle. The hero returns, only to find that the entire music world he knew was gone. It had been totally flipped upside down.
And his whole take on it is so simple but so powerful. He says, if you can't hold it, then you don't own it. Think about it. He came from an era of vinyl records, right? Stuff you could touch and feel. He comes back, and now music is just in the cloud. You're not buying it anymore, you're just renting it.
Yeah, this really breaks it all down.
Back in his day, ownership was clear. The experience was physical, tactile. He even talks about loving the sound of the needle hitting the vinyl. And the important part for artists, they got paid for every single copy sold. Now, well, it's a whole different game. And the artists pay, as he puts it, just pennies.
So why should you care? Well, it's not just about Buju. Snoop Dogg, for example, said he got less than 45 grand for 1 billion streams on one platform. 1 billion! See, that money gets carved up so many ways, by the platform, the label, the publishers, that the artist is left with the crumbs. Buju is arguing that this whole system is just fundamentally broken and it's not going to work for the next generation of artists.
This chart makes it crystal clear, doesn't it? Every time you stream a song, a tiny bit of money is made, but look at how that pie gets sliced. The actual person who made the music, they often get the absolute smallest sliver.
So what a story, right? We've seen him as the dancehall king, the spiritual icon, the returning hero, and now the industry crusader fighting for the rights of creators everywhere.
You know, his entire career has been a mirror of the times, from the streets of Kingston to a deep spiritual journey. And this new fight against the streaming giants, it's just the next chapter for a guy who has never, ever been afraid to speak truth to power.
And that leaves us with a really tough question, one that Buju is forcing all of us to think about. In this age where we have all the music in the world at our fingertips, what's the real price we're paying for it? Not just the monthly subscription fee, but the price paid by the very artists who create the music we love.